Hi, it's Kai. Let's sit for a moment. Today I want to talk with you about something very simple. Yet the longer people live, the more they realize how true it is. The more we know, the less we tend to speak. When we are young, we often believe that talking a lot means being intelligent. We think winning arguments proves our strength. And whenever someone says something wrong, we feel the urge to step in immediately, to correct them, to prove that we are right. But after enough years of living, after enough encounters with the world, something interesting begins to change. We slowly realize that not every argument is worth joining. Some debates, no matter how right you are, still end with two people feeling exhausted. Because arguing with someone who has no intention of understanding is not really a discussion. It is simply two egos trying to be louder than each other. And at that point, winning no longer means very much. There is a simple thought many people discover later in life. Arguing with someone who refuses to understand often only proves that we are behaving the same way they are. Real confidence, interestingly, is rarely loud. People who are truly secure in themselves usually do not need to speak excessively to prove it. They do not need to raise their voices so others will believe them. When someone genuinely understands what they are doing, they tend to carry a quiet kind of calm. On the other hand, loudness sometimes comes from a different place, a place of uncertainty. When someone feels unsure inside, they often try to compensate by speaking more forcefully, more loudly, more aggressively, as if volume could replace understanding. Life is a bit like water. Shallow water tends to move quickly and noisily, but deep water flows slowly and quietly. People are not very different. The more experiences someone gathers, the more they understand, the more careful they become with their words. Not because they have nothing to say, but because they know when speaking is necessary and when silence is wiser. Listening is a skill many people do not learn when they are young. Listening is not simply waiting for your turn to reply. Listening is trying to understand. And when you listen long enough, you begin to realize that the world is far larger than the version of it that once existed in your mind. Listen more. Learn more. Speak a little less. That is not weakness. In many ways, it is maturity. Because every word we speak carries weight. The more we talk, the more we sometimes bind ourselves to things that do not really matter. Some words, once spoken, cannot be taken back. And some arguments, even if you win them, will not make your life any better. So sometimes, silence is the wiser choice. Silence when you are right, because not everyone needs to be convinced. Silence when you are wrong, because that is when learning begins. Silence in the face of gossip, because time eventually reveals the truth. And sometimes, silence simply gives us the space to grow. In life, there is a common misunderstanding. Many people believe that speaking louder, arguing harder, or sounding more aggressive somehow puts them above others in a discussion. But volume has never replaced knowledge, and disrespect has never made someone wiser. Raising your voice does not make your ideas more correct. It only makes the room feel more tired. And gossip, in the end, is simply the noise of the world. Today people talk about you. Tomorrow they will talk about someone else. Those opinions have never truly been a reliable measure of a person's worth. If you live long enough, you will discover something strangely comforting. Most of what people say about you eventually has very little impact on your life, which is why the real goal may not be trying to satisfy everyone around us. The real goal might simply be living in a way that feels honest to who we are. Because life, in truth, is short. We already have limited time to understand ourselves. If we spend most of that time trying to please everyone else, we may spend our entire lives chasing something that never really has an ending. Perhaps that is why, as time goes on, many people begin choosing a simpler way of living. They argue less. They speak less. They worry less about things that do not truly matter. Not because they have stopped caring about the world, but because they finally understand that their energy deserves to be spent on things that truly matter. And sometimes, the greatest wisdom a person can have is not found in the words they speak, but in the words they choose not to say. Thank you for sitting with me. If this spoke to you, you're always welcome here. Until next time, take it slow.